Hello and welcome back to Shadowrun Paris. This is a late session because I've been watching Eurovision, and the bots they defeated democracy and all that, and we're back in Paris. We're back and doing a Shadowrun mission. We have a new character that we will introduce in a minute, but first, it's time for a little autism. So, you'll remember last session, at the end of last session, when Mr. Julius Thalberg, resident dwarf, tased Constantine Fontenot, stole his hat, and successfully ran away. This is what happened after that. So Julius apparently wanted to use the hat to put an AI inside of it, and then put wheels on the hat, and then profit. I still don't understand what he wanted with that. I told him that's not, you can't really do that because, like, AI isn't something you can just buy in a store, right? That's something that's really, really difficult to make. And, there's huge... Yes?
If I may interject, I think you watched Meet the Robinsons one too many times.
You can't do that. It's like huge mega corporations invest billions of nuyen to build AIs. You can't just some random dwarf who's a doctor in Paris can't do it. So instead, Julius decides that he wants to put a brain in a jar in there, which, although similarly difficult and never attempted before, he is a medical doctor, even though he doesn't have a license, technically speaking. So he decides to go for it, and I tell him, well, you could do it, but it would be a very, very difficult, expensive, and frankly, almost impossible process. I mean, Vladimir also has a long-term goal, so I decide, Julius could have one too. I tell him, what you have to do is you have to hire a team of researchers, you have to hire a surgeon with magical abilities to even be able to interact with the hat, you will have to purchase lab space and lab equipment, and then pay all the scientists to do all the work. Then you will have to, over time, abduct at least 10 people to cut their brains out and test to be able to animate a brain in a jar, and then somehow place it into that hat. Now, what Julius didn't anticipate is that the literal voodoo man who does voodoo magic, the kind of magic where when you have a strand of hair from someone, you can fucking make their heads explode, the voodoo man, that the voodoo man with the voodoo magic could voodooistically follow his own property, a magical item that he owned, right? His own hat, to a location in Paris, which was, of course, the home of Julius Thalberg, because, that is, of course, where he had the home. He had the hat, he didn't put it anywhere else. And so, as Julius was out of the house, running some errands, Constantine just sort of, because Julius has a shit house, obviously, has a shit flat, Constantine just insubstantialized himself into it, grabbed the hat, put it on his head, and just walked out, because he can do that. He rolled for it. But what happened then was a lot better. Julius Thalberg then proceeded to come back to the house, and I told him, the hat's gone. He said, well, were there any signs of forced entry? Which is a reasonable question to ask. There weren't. And he never really realized that, what was it you stole from him, Constantine?
A Q-tip.
Yeah.
I used Q-tip.
Yes, you never realized that a Q-tip was also stolen from you because you failed that perception roll. So anyway, this is where the good stuff happens. Julius wants to find out now who stole his hat, because the obvious reality that it was Constantine does not occur to him. So what does he do? Well, he has no surveillance cameras in his home, obviously. So he goes out and he rents a dog. Which, who rents out their dog for shit? It's a very expensive endeavor. I mean, comparatively, it's like 250 nuyen ultimately. This is a guy who has 30,000 nuyen, so that shouldn't be a big of an investment for him.
Probably should just buy the dog at that point.
Yeah, but no, but he didn't want to buy the dog. He wanted to rent the dog. That was a very important thing, that he wanted to rent it. And here's the thing, dog rentals aren't really that much of a business model. So if you came up to me and told me, hey, can I like rent your dog for 3 hours? I'd go, yeah, but please pay me a lot of money because I think what you're going to do with my dog is going to be fucked up. So he did that, and he used the dog to follow the scent of Constantine Fontenot to a subway station. Where the trail ended, and where the platform ended, and where there had once been a train. And so Julius wants to lead the dog into the tunnel. But there is no scent in the tunnel, because Constantine stepped onto a car in the subway. Also, it would be highly illegal to step into the tunnel, and also there will probably be insect spirits in the tunnel. Julius then proceeds to go, well, there are surveillance cameras in this place, which is correct. This is a subway station. I want to have the feeds, the camera feeds from those cameras. And I say, how do you want to get those? Because they are being stored in a highly secure extraterritorial corp site run by ISIS, who runs obviously runs the Paris subway. And this is the literal response: with my drone. This is the actual response that he gave me. And so he then asked me if he could just get into the same car that the thief went into, which, obviously he can't because it's no longer there. Then he figures out that there is actually a surveillance camera in his apartment building that surveys the front entrance. So he decides to talk to his landlord. And I would at this point like to reiterate that he has 30,000 nuyen, right? So Julius knocks on the door of his landlord, and his landlord, he's like a big old troll, a big old orc, looks out and he says, "What the fuck do you want?" He says, I'd like the surveillance tape. The landlord, being a consummate businessman, tells him, yeah, okay, you can have him for, I think it was 200 nuyen, right? It was a price, but it was a cheap price for Julius. But Julius wasn't okay with that. Julius started negotiating. And every time he made an offer, the first one being 50 nuyen, the landlord went up by 50 nuyen. Until eventually the landlord was at 400 nuyen and Julius was at the original price of 200. I think. Or he might have been at 100. So Julius leaves instead of paying 400 nuyen, a man who has 30,000 nuyen. Julius just leaves and later breaks in to the man's apartment, which is legitimate. He, unfortunately, he terribly failed the skill roll. So what he walked into was his landlord's shotgun. Because his landlord was, of course, aware that he would probably try to steal the fucking things. So the landlord, knowing full well what Julius wants, only says 500. Because he's still a businessman. He still wants that sweet cash. He still wants to give Julius a chance. And now Julius, this dwarf, who does not have a weapon in his hand, and has the barrel of a shotgun about 10 centimeters away from his forehead, instead of paying the 500 nuyen that for a man with the means of 30,000 nuyen wouldn't really be much more than a balancing error, he starts to negotiate with this crazy troll orc with a shotgun. And he starts, and the orc still, he just keeps on going up until eventually he reaches 1,000 nuyen, and then Crabfish tells me, yeah, I'm gonna have to go to sleep now and figure out how I can get out of this situation. And I tell him, no, you will make this decision now. Because if, the landlord was legitimately about to kill Julius, and he would have taken a shot with an insane amount of advantage, because literally, if you have the barrel of your shotgun against an unarmed dude 10 centimeters away from his forehead, that will probably confer you some levels of advantage. So I had to painstakingly convince Crabfish to have Julius pay the 1,000 nuyen, which still isn't a lot of money to him, to the landlord. He got the surveillance tape, and was then surprised that the voodoo man, who can do voodoo magic, found the voodoo artifact that belonged to himself. And that is the story of Julius Thalberg, and I now know what his true character motivation is. He is insane. Like, he is legitimately, clinically insane. There is something wrong with his head. Hello, welcome back to Shadowrun. It's been a long time since we played. But I'm back now. I was away doing the alcohol thing. We actually tried to record the week before last, or it may have been a week before that, really. But my sort of Discord didn't work because, you know,
Reasons
Discord.
and things.
Because reasons and things. Because Discord never works. When was the last time Discord worked? But
Now.
I probably before this you saw you had the short story, the adventures of Julius Thalberg, and now we will actually, that was the little bit we did get to record last time. We didn't actually get to play. I actually had to read myself into the session I prepared. Anywho, we have a new player on the roster. The player name is Zero, and what the character is named, and who the character is, he will tell you right now.
Okay, name's Jank Yank, Decker, Rigger, on site. Can handle my own in a fight. Prefer not to. On my own. Put, a decent flesh wall behind me and whatever bullets come by, please. Came up from Russia after a bad run. Trying to go ahead and establish my presence here in France. Got a decent reputation behind me, and I'm just looking to have some fun. That is actually my life philosophy. Just do things because it's funny. Anyway, let's get this going.
Oof. So, does anyone have anything to say before we start this mission? This mission, I'm going to read the mission description. This mission. Job name, personnel file extraction. Client, Mr. Johnson. Fixer, Patrice. Description, break-in team required. Special notes, foreign soil will be breached. You are in a parking lot, meeting with Mr. Johnson, who turns out to be a woman!
Legasp.
A women's.
A women's. Actually, Mr. Johnson turns out to be a Miss Johnson, possibly a Mrs. Johnson. You don't really know which of the two it is. What is going on? Why is
Everybody's a Johnson whenever it comes towards this kind of thing.
Is she appearing for you guys?
Yep.
I can see her.
Because it doesn't seem like she's appearing for...
I see her.
Okay, Roll20. You are being weird on my other browser because I want you to record that shit. I want you to record it properly. I don't want you to fuck around, Roll20.
Could your PC be haunted?
My PC is probably haunted, yeah.
May it have some ghosts.
It is
Poltergeists.
haunted with the souls of a lot of...
Why do you make the machine spirit angry, Creed?
Listen, the machine
Did
spirit
you
is dead.
burn the wrong incense?
Oof, I burned the wrong CD-ROM in it.
No,
Probably.
that is some tech heresy.
Yeet. Yeah, this
Copy
is...
the floppy.
Mr. Johnson is actually appears to be an elf woman. She's she wears military fatigues. She's dressed very practically. She has these cool glasses. She walks in a manner that is extremely suggestive of her having a military background, a security background. This is a woman
Parade
who...
ground style walk.
Pardon?
Parade ground style shit.
Exactly. I don't know what you just said, but it's probably some American thing. Are you actually American?
Yeah, I'm American.
Yeah, you sound American. Because we have like one player who's Greek and he sounds American.
Frosty!
Yes,
Work.
exactly, Frosty.
Wait, he's from Greece?
Yeah, he's Greek.
He is a yogurt, indeed.
He speaks the yogurt. Have you ever witnessed him speaking yogurt? It is
No,
quite
I have never witnessed him speaking the yogurt.
quite enraging because he's speaking yogurt and not, the King's English.
The King's English. Have you looked at the time? It's the Queen's English.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty sure the queen is undead at this point. Look at her.
Okay. What say the Johnson?
Dude, she's a lich.
Or someone's casting Revivify on her once per day.
James, do fetch me some souls for my phylactery.
No, he cast on her gentle riposte once a day.
She's actually dead. It's all ventriloquism.
My phylactery is stored in the basement of Sandringham House.
No. The queen is what you call a necropolitan. They are an ancient undead species.
They are actually the superior undead.
But I thought the queen was a lizard.
No.
Why can't you
lizards
be a
can be
necropolitan
undead.
lizard?
Come on.
No. That is in the supreme theocracy of Hillary Clintonia. That's where that is. Deep
no.
in the pits of Walmart, their capital resides.
Let's get back to the adventure though before we
Okay. Yeah. What say the
get
Johnson?
Alex Jonesed. She's there. You're there. It's a parking lot. It's pretty desolate. She seems to be alone. You don't know for sure. I mean, this is definitely like a professional-looking person. They're making the fucking spirits gay. Yeah, she looks at you, and she asks, "You the runners?"
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we got some shit, okay? I'm gonna be straight with you. I work for Lone Star, okay?
The
You
fuss.
pro-
Right.
You probably know there's a lot of crime in the city, because, it's your fucking...
Kind of are it.
You're pretty much criminals yourself, but
We're
I specialize in
mercenaries.
organized crime. You know who runs organized crime here in Paris?
Actually don't. Just moved in.
Guessing it might be someone like the Mafia.
Other
Well,
people
that's-
in this party know. Please talk now. I don't want to have you.
No.
You have literally worked for them.
Why would I?
Um,
Why would I tell them that? Yes, I know everything about the crime organization in this place. Surely, I will tell that to them right now.
I know the
This is
name,
the
but
sensible thing to do. Yes, Creek.
Yes.
I know the name, but I can't remember it. Then I put time for me. Yes.
Yes.
Some kind of chink faction.
Jesus Christ. So, because nobody of the people who actually know this or want to talk, it is, of course, the Russian Vori that controls the underworld in Paris, and the Batiktina or Organizatia, which this is something that you know if you know the slightest bit about Paris. So it's
Yes, but you don't tell people that you know that.
Yeah, but like you do though when you're a Shadowrun. It's your fucking job to know this shit. Have you ever been on Shadowrun?
We are professional mercenaries for hire.
Yes.
Jesus
We are a completely legitimate business, Miss Lone Star.
Christ. Welcome to McGill and Sons. Well, you
Call
know,
us Blackwater.
the Russian guy, I don't care about him.
What about Clearwater?
Yet.
I care about the Chinks. You know the Chinks, the Triads, the ones who work up in La Defense? That's the ones I care about. And you know why I care about them?
Wow.
There you have good food.
Harassing the rich folks.
They do have pretty good food. It's actually not a problem of the rich folks. The rich folks here don't really like us, at least the aristocratic ones. They don't like us at all. No, they ship shit through Paris, and they ship shit through Paris that gets sent to America. And I have a problem with that because I am here to protect America. I don't work for the French people. I don't work for the guys here, for the local guys. I work for the people, the Lone Star in Texas. I am from Texas. That's what I care about. I don't care about the petty criminal shit that goes on in this city. I only care about the great state of Texas. You understand that?
It's just
I mean, I'm from Oklahoma myself, but I might as well go hang out with my neighbor.
So here's the thing, okay? The Triads are protected by the Cantonese government. Everybody knows this. Everybody knows that the Triads are protected by the Cantonese. They are Cantonese. The Cantonese government is criminals. It's like Aztlan. Exactly like Aztlan. Okay? So here's the thing. They send all these people here. Send all these Triad people here. And the consulate has a list. The embassy, they have a list. The embassy and consulate. They have lists of the people from Canton who come over here to Paris. And they do Triad shit. And when they get caught by the police, when they're in danger, the embassy and the consulate work together to protect them. To protect them from the law enforcement here in Paris. And that means, in many parts of Paris, that means us, Lone Star, with our mandate. I have a problem with that. I want to get these fucking guys. So I need you to get into the consulate, because that's the one that's easier to break into, because the embassy don't even try. Get into the Cantonese consulate, get on the servers, run this. She gets out like a small like a USB stick. Run this. That'll extract the data that I need. That'll extract the list. And then we will have a complete list of all the Triad people, all the high-ranking Triad people. That's the most important bit. Here in Paris right now. And we can arrest them all.
Huh.
Yeah, even if you have the info, wouldn't the embassy simply protect them again?
Not if we're faster.
But we get extra pay if we broke
Why
into
not
the
simply
embassy.
kill all of them?
We don't usually work that way.
You wanted to get rid of them, and that's one way to get rid of them.
Well, I don't know how you work in the shadows. We work out of the shadows. We're a public organization, okay? So just do what I'm paying you to do.
All right, but what is the
Speaking
pay?
of pay,
Let's
is
go away and keep this quiet. Yeah.
Pay is 12,000 per. 2,000 of that
Upfront.
is in advance.
Sounds good to me.
Seems about right.
So all of you already, you received 2,000. 2,000.
Do you care how we approach? Do you have any resources, such as a map of the location?
Well, here's the thing. You should probably go in silent, and you should probably get out silent. Because if you don't, this is in the middle of Paris. And there's going to be police on you. There's going to be... Everything's going to be on you. You're not going to get out of that situation. So you have to go about this shit silent. I'm going to give you these coordinates. This is a location in La Défense. It's near to the Lone Star headquarters in that area. That's where you're going to meet me. It's an old apartment. Just ring the bell where it says Foulon. You know, this Foulon. That's that. Just ring the bell. The door's going to open automatically. Get in there. Do the thing there. Everything's going to be fine.
All right. Sounds
Understood. I simply gonna need a little guarantee with you. It's not a matter that we do not trust you, but you can understand that for us Shadowrunners, it is not the normal thing to work with people from your organization. Yes.
I worked with plenty of Shadowrunners in the past. If that's not your personal cup of tea, you could fuck off right now. If you want to continue doing on this job, you can.
Oh no, of course I'm gonna do the job. You already paid me an upfront sum. What you don't have to agree to what I'm about to ask, but it's just a little bit guarantee that penultimately costs you nothing. I want you to be under the effect of a truth serum for a moment, just to ensure that you're not gonna sting us. Take a moment.
You can fuck right off. I'm not gonna do that.
Now, young lady, I worked with Vlad here in the past. He is very precautious for very good reasons.
Well, I can understand that. I'm the same kind of cautious for the same kind of reasons. You think if he gives you that goddamn truth serum, he ain't gonna ask me about... I know secrets. I know secrets will
The
Lone
only
Star.
question that I want to ask...
Look. We ain't gonna ask you any question that ain't, are you gonna fuck our shit?
There's
You
only
hear?
one question
And
that
I
I
would
would
like to roll
ask, and that is if
persuasion.
anything you said was a lie. Beyond that, nothing.
Yeah.
We've had a series of Johnsons that have kind of royally screwed us over. So we're just being a bit more cautious right now in our screening process.
You don't have to do this. It's more for our peace of mind. And besides, when Shadowrunners know that they will in fact get paid, you know, more motivation for the job tends to give better results.
No, it ain't gonna happen.
DM, roll persuasion on the whole thing I said about.
But I didn't
you know,
tell you to roll. Did I tell you to roll?
I was sure as hell trying to get me to roll. Okay,
Yeah,
then.
but I
If
didn't
that's how
tell
you're
you
gonna
to roll.
style it.
I didn't tell
Okay,
you to
then.
roll.
Haven't played with you, Sen. Haven't played with you at all. So if that's how you're gonna roll.
Yeah,
it, okay.
I mean, you can roll on your own initiative, but there's always the danger that I will just say no. I mean, I don't have a problem with you just, rolling, but don't like there's no guarantee that I will actually say that that's what's gonna happen. But I will, if I want you to roll, I will have you roll. How about that? You get another 2,000. How's that sound?
You know what?
That sounds good
You
to
know,
me.
even if this is a sting, 4,000 will be enough to cover any of our losses unless we're shot dead.
This is, by the way, this is not 2,000 added to the payment extra. This is just 2,000 more up front.
You know what? Sure.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Always has-
I'm edging on getting shot for this.
Extra 2,000 up front. So now you got 4,000 up front in total. No, not total, but each.
Well,
Oh,
money
yeah.
talks. Money talks, fine.
Money does talk, indeed. Is everyone okay with
So-
this?
Yeah. Go ahead and hand over that there ship, and I can go ahead and get it in.
She hands you a slip of paper that has a comlink number on it. If you got any questions, you need some access to Lone Star intelligence, which I can provide in a limited and reasonable fashion, of course. Call
only
this
thing-
number.
Well, the only thing that we could possibly need for you is we could probably get this ourselves, but blueprints of the location and number of security inside. Beyond that, we should be able to do fine.
Well, unfortunately, the intel on that is not going to be too. I can't make any guarantees they keep that shit very secret, especially in that location, because they know that they're what they're protecting. But
Worst case scenario, I'll just go ahead and, search around for some public records of the building's construction. Look at that.
there ain't going to be any. I looked for that already. She she
Well, then
taps
I guess I'm
around.
going to have to look for some not so private records.
She,
Not so
you
public.
see her tapping around on some ARO, some augmented reality objects, and she there's a beep on your comlink there that you're receiving a message, Yankee Yank, and it's like a floor plan of the building before it became the embassy, the consulate. And she says, she turns and says, I can't say much about security. I can say that it is completely handled by the Cantonese. There is no French police on site because obviously it is not French territory. It is Cantonese territory. Which, with consulates, it's a bit of a, bit of a situation. But yeah.
Well then. Any other questions,
Let's get
y'all?
going. Let's get going.
On the way.
Okay.
How large is the location?
Well, it's like a standard. It's like an apartment building that can house 8 families, probably.
Is it where is it exactly located? Inside Paris, inside the defense?
Yeah, it's inside of Paris. It's like inside of the wall. Even in one of the more more upscale, more higher security areas.
I would like to go ahead and first off, hey yo Vlad, you know that Bizzle you got? You thinking that you're up to strength to not need it?
Repeat
Am
that.
you know that pistol you got? Do you think that you're up to strength to not need it?
Nah, I don't really need it.
Mind lending it to a man in need?
I'm sorry, did you just say pistol?
Pistol?
Pistol. Pistol.
Yeah.
Constantine, would you like to hand over the goods?
All right.
Oh yeah, there's this. I would like this situation to play out dramatically in a role-playing sense. Go ahead.
John Woo kind of needs his guns. Can you get them for him?
All right. Constantine reaches into his hat, pulls out John Woo's pistol, and hands it to him.
Thank you very much.
I'm pretty sure Vladimir also had something he needed.
Yeah, I just took it and handed it over to Yank.
Yeet.
Now, may I have my AK back?
No.
No.
Cack.
Well, let's get going then.
Tell you what. Rock, paper, scissors me for it.
All right.
Okay,
gotta roll.
both of you send me in Discord. Send me a private message where you say rock, paper, or scissors.
Or just a picture of your fist?
That's more complicated.
Interpreting hands.
You both picked rock.
Perfect.
1, 2, 3, go again.
All right.
Crabfish picked rock, and Constantine picked paper. So Constantine wins.
I thought it would be too stupid to take rock, so it would be obvious.
Oh. Okay, now, bitch.
See, he won the 4-dimensional hyper chess.
Yes, I have been outsmarted in rock, paper, scissors. I accept my defeat.
Well, it's not hard to outsmart you, buddy.
Going to accidentally fail some healing rolls then.
Fine.
Rule 1, never piss off the healer.
I am the healer.
Are you though? Are you really? You're.
I've healed more than he has.
You are not the healer. Your character
rotting
is
flesh.
all over the place.
That's what voodoo is. It's all over the fucking place. It's about gardening. It's about life. It's about killing. It's about saving. Yeah.
Yeah, voodoo man.
Well, yeah, but then apparently Julius doesn't have his weapon back.
Off we go then.
Is there no other sort of thing that you want to talk about? Because the guy did steal from you, Constantine.
How easy was it to get in?
Does he actually know it was me?
Yeah, he found out it
Oh
was
yeah,
you.
he does. That's right. He found it on the camera. How did I get in?
How easy was it to get in?
Very.
I guess I need to upgrade the security then.
Yeah, but
Well,
maybe you should
at
pay
least-
rent. That's the best way to upgrade your security.
Nah, that's the easy way.
Also, like the easy, like yeah, it is.
Out of character, I've got a zombie maid guarding my house right now.
That is true.
I've been to Vlad's mansion. It's pretty cool there. He has actual maids that aren't undead.
Shut the fuck
Well,
up, Yankee.
I think the jury's probably out on that.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they're with that strain.
I mean, has Yank not figured out that Vladimir's a vampire?
No, oh yeah, Vlad is a vampire and can transform into a blood monster. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You literally are saying that to a person we just met out of nowhere.
Preface that with out of character if that was out of character.
No, that's in character.
Okay. Alright.
No, but like this. But did Yank know this? Because
Wait,
this
wait,
party,
wait,
like
wait.
there's people in this
Ain't
party who
it
figured
very
it out.
obvious whenever he does the whole "Hey, we killed everyone within earshot. Let's go ahead and suck up all the blood" thing?
I saw a pool of blood like in an invisible bag. So that's how I
Listen-
started to think that there was a
Listen,
vampire.
there was reasons why Vlad got ran out of Russia, and I kind of helped him whenever he was still there.
I thought it was because he was a
here's the
capitalist.
things. Nah. Nah. Okay, so some paladins came by before he got major fucked. Well, they learned very quickly that whenever you over-prepare for vampire, you under-prepare for 3 goddamn miniguns mounted to drones. Anyway, that was some chunky salsa. Yeah. And then
I
he
like that
decided,
term.
and then he decided to go ahead and spend the night at his house for like 1 day. Got fucked pretty bad. And I guess that, same thing happened to me, I guess. It doesn't matter.
Ain't nothing in this matters.
Nothing matters. We're all gonna die.
So, how do you want to approach the entry to the consulate?
Is the cane a taser or no?
The what with the who?
Is Julius's weapon the taser or no?
Yep, I have a taser.
Okay, you
He
have
has
a
a
taser,
taser,
but it's
yeah.
not. But
But I'm
weapon
gonna
isn't
challenge
taser,
to rock,
okay.
paper, scissors when we get there for a rematch.
I think that...
I mean, that fits into with my gambling addiction, so that'll work in your favor.
I think he has I think he doesn't have a mechanical weapon, but like he did inflict the Bane last time, and he said he was using a taser for it. And with how this game works, he has a taser to inflict that Bane and do.
Yeah, isn't it like his arm though?
Yeah, it's in
It's
his
his
arm.
arm. Okay.
Oh wait, this is important.
But what is your approach?
To that
Actually,
to the triad.
Just key the place first for 1 day.
Buffalo guy's actually out to get the dogs, so you want to key the place first.
Mm-hmm.
Can they
Didn't
key
you
their
li-
cars?
Didn't you literally just say go into the front door at this place?
No, you do it from outside. You look at the perimeter.
I should probably run astral gaze on their magical security.
Are you in the desert, Donovan? And is the desert wind blowing into your microphone? Is that what's happening?
Such is the power of the desert.
Such is the power of Gaza.
Well, at least you're not hearing the Katyushas in the background, so...
Well, there actually fucking rockets going off right now?
That's none of your concern.
That is a
Creed.
military secret. He can be arrested for that.
This recently bombed Syrian bases, and they said there would be retaliation, and then we said, okay, fam, we're waiting.
To be
It's
fair,
like my
Iran
aunt-
deserved it.
My aunt lives in Tel Aviv, and my cousin too. He's like Israeli Jewish and all that. And
Tel
she
Aviv
says
is the
that
city.
basically, if you live in Tel Aviv, you don't really have to worry about it because they don't reach till there, but you can still see them.
Yeah,
Is Tel Aviv more of a secular city then?
it is. And Tel Aviv will never get bombed, because the moment you bomb Tel Aviv, it's like, oh, look, the 30-something% of leftists are no longer leftists.
Has
You
anyone
made the
ever-
majorly right-wing country more right-wing. Oh no.
Congratulations, idiot.
This is kind of reminded me. Have you ever read the series of tweets of Osama bin Laden's neighbor the night they were raiding the his
Wait,
compound?
what? He was on
I've
Twitter?
never read it.
Yeah, the guy was live tweeting on Twitter the whole thing. The tweets are still up, I think.
Navy SEAL just broke into my neighbor Osama's house. Lol. I can hear gunshots and shouts. Lol.
I hear a woman screaming, "Please don't hide behind me!"
Lol.
Shit posting intensifies exponentially.
Can all of you give me perception checks?
Okay. Am I doing a perception check?
Yank, can
for
you
magic
go ahead and
or-
scan
Yes,
the
you are actually
matrix
getting perception
while,
check for magic. So
Yeah,
give
yeah,
you-
while, while Constantine checks up the metrics?
So you give me a prescience check, Constantine.
Yeah, boy. Where's my prescience?
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and
That was not a good prescience.
check on the outside of the place. I don't see shit, so I'm gonna connect to the matrix.
What is your matrix stat?
It is alteration.
How is it alteration?
I alter and mess with programs to suit my needs.
That's actually pretty good justification. So you give me alteration instead of perception.
Ah, okay.
That was such a terrible
Jesus.
prescience roll.
That's pretty. It's decent. So, John Woo, to you, this building is just it's a well, it's not a standard sort of French old style building. It's got bright red bricks and it's very clean. It's got, of course, the Cantonese flags on it, and there's a well, there's not really any Asian elements on the outside, but you can see that inside, like the drapes and all that, they're pretty Asian. Julius, you pretty much get the same impression. Vladimir, you find that a lot of the people who go in, who wear some of them wear a certain type of suit. And while most people in there have different types of suit, the people who all wear the same type of suit, they walk and hold themselves in a manner that is definitely military.
Do they look Asian?
Everyone in that building looks Asian.
Okay, can I tell the different kind of Asians or no?
Well, they're
What?
probably all
Is-
Cantonese.
Is there a difference?
Are there any Han or?
No, they're all Cantonese.
Okay.
Vlad, I don't think that the sin against God from last time is going to work here.
Fucking Chinks, you can actually try and tell the difference? What the hell?
You can, yeah.
Constantine, you perceive on the astral that there are magical protections there. There are some wards of magic systems that you don't really recognize, but you are relatively certain that there are no spirits actually guarding the place. At least none that you can see. There might be some that are hidden behind wards, but otherwise the wards are fairly strong. But other than that, there is not much that can be done. And
We need a hermetic mage.
Yank, the whole you actually did do very well. You actually managed to hack into the security system, and you find that they have very, very universal camera coverage on every corridor, and you can only log into the cameras on the ground floor because all of the cameras are on separate systems, up on separate circuits, and you do think that you can quite
I would
easily
need a
get onto the camera circuits of the other floors. However, the camera circuits of the basement, you probably couldn't get into, which unfortunately, according to the old building plans, that is the place where you would probably build a server room if you had one.
So, general plan, manual jack in there, then override. Get the thing done, get out. Sound good, everyone?
No, first back to the rock, paper, scissors again.
General number of guards that I can see on the first floor, and people heading towards the basement.
Well, there are people heading towards the basement, but it's not many, and most of them, like the people who head towards the basement, usually don't wear suits. They're more like they're more t-shirt type people, as you would expect from, and usually also more cybered up, which is further evidence that that is probably the place where the tech is. There are some military people who go down there, and presumably that is also where all the weapons are stashed.
Man, I miss the basement. Anyway. How silent is everyone whenever it comes towards, making it to where we aren't spotted?
Oh, by the
In
way,
the
just
unfortunate
to make
event
this
that
clear,
someone
this
gets
isn't
by.
this isn't a freestanding building. There are buildings to either side that are directly attached to this building, and also there is one attached to directly the other side of, like, the back side of the building. Just to inform you about this.
Yeah, it's packed on all sides. And it has that little courtyard area that goes into it.
Hey, Constantine.
Yes.
How confident are you in your voodoo magic?
Regarding hermetic?
More
Regarding
shamanic.
hermetic?
Shamanic. Your stuff.
I can't quite hear you there.
He's asking you
regarding
about
your
your voodoo
stuff.
shit.
The shamanic. How confident are you?
I'm fairly confident, I'd say.
You know how to perform a group seance of sorts, yes?
I can summon spirits, yes.
Yes, but you can also turn into a spirit, yes?
Astral projection is what he's talking about, and yeah, you can.
I can.
Well, I was thinking less about astral projection and more about physically becoming a spirit.
Is this because I wouldn't give Julius his cane back?
No, we're gonna do rock, paper, scissors.
No,
I already sent my roll to the DM.
no.
Yeah, but I don't.
I
It's not
can-
really valid, is it?
I can mask your presence and make you invisible with my presence, while you will become, well, able to pass through the majority of barriers and essentially function as a very potent scouting tool.
The thing is, though, I don't know what the wards are specifically. They're more tied to probably a Confucius, maybe a Taoist.
Yeah, they're some sort of Asian, presumably like a Cantonese type, hermetic system.
If you don't want to risk it, we can do it on a drone instead.
Also, you can't really turn to a physical spirit. That's not.
Like I don't think Voodoo allows me to do that. I can leave my body, but I can't.
I'm talking about the insubstantial boon, my dude.
Oh well, he can become insubstantial, sure, but he can't become a spirit.
Yes.
He can astrally project, which
Yes.
essentially would do the same thing.
Yes, but becoming insubstantial is basically kind of spirit form type deal.
But is
So-
it though? I don't think Voodoo doesn't have like a spirit form type deal. Voodoo does have a possession type deal.
I don't know how you justify insubstantial, but whatever you use, how about we take a drone, one of Yank's drones, I make
Hey,
it
yep.
invisible, you make it insubstantial.
Personally, I
and
just kind
let
of
that
temporarily
thing-
transform into like an ashes form that can go through things,
Yeah,
kind of like
then we
the
kind of
Reaper's
send-
Mist.
Yeah, and then we kind of send that thing inside to explore, and I would make it invisible, so it's even harder to detect, and hopefully we get a good picture of what's in the basement.
The problem
right.
is, I don't know if those wards can pick up on that.
What happens when it crosses the
We need to try,
anti-invisibility?
and we're using a drone, so
Here's my question, though, right? And this is a Shadowrun lore question. I'm going to publicly ponder this now. So it's difficult to apply magic to people with implants and like augmentations because they have little essence, but like a drone has no essence because it's not really a living thing.
it's like casting a spell
There's a
on
chart
rock.
for it.
There is a chart for it.
It's metal stuff is like at a -15 die pool, but you can still cast spells on it.
Okay, so I would give you disadvantage on that, but not much.
Yeah, you're basically just casting a spell on an inanimate object.
Burger
at the
Creek,
end of the
Yes.
can you go ahead and do something for me? Can you give me a character sheet for my drones and my summons?
Is there
I
also
guess
for your
that would-
summons, right? You don't have the companion feed, right?
I don't have the companion feat, but summons act as like secondary characters.
How many different types do you want?
Just two.
Okay.
One for each, one for the other.
I'm gonna give you two.
Hold on. the
Even
books are
then,
here.
we're gonna be doing it together. We're basically gonna do the standard thing where I go to Vladimir and creepily tell him to hold hands, while I drain a little bit of his power to cast my shit.
Meta magic.
But that's
And-
gay, though. So yeah, if
The year is 2070, Krieg.
it's actually 2072, so
I know, but like you know.
Here.
do you want to actually seriously give me a roll though, Constantine, with the rock paper
To become
scissors?
insubstantial?
With the rock,
Oh,
paper-
serious roll. Okay.
So here it is. Natural objects have just a minor resistance to magic, like trees and soil. Manufactured low tech has like a 6 die pool penalty. Manufactured to get a 9, and highly processed like robots get 15 plus.
So Crabfish had rolled scissor, you rolled paper, and so Crabfish wins this time around. Also, thank you for telling me that, Buffalo guy. But I'm just gonna impose some disadvantage.
You have your weapon back. Constantine gives you his
Yay.
weapon.
Mhm.
Wait, I hold it above your head though, so you have to reach up for it.
I punch you in the knee.
Gosh, I don't know if I can withstand that or not. I'm gonna roll will.
Give me a might roll, not Constantine, Julius.
Okay, so do I roll a will or do I just
No, what's your What's your guard defense?
16?
Yeah, it hurts, and you drop the weapon. Give me an agility roll, Julius. The
Nice.
gun falls on your head, and it hurts quite a bit.
How much does it hurt?
It doesn't hurt damage wise. Neither of you were taking damage, but you know, it hurts anyway. You have a light headache now.
This is good chemistry. I'm just gonna say that.
We're a happy family.
These guys normally like this? I'll ask Vlad.
Да. Они полные долбоебы.
Блять.
Блять!
I guess they are.
Yeah. Alright, so I still need to figure out what those wards are because they're there, which means they're probably security reasons, and they might be hiding spirits behind them.
Let's cast the magic on the drone as I hold hands with you. Krieg, how much disadvantage do you want this to be?
Let me consider this. This is I will give
is
each of you
sensible, I guess.
disadvantage 2.
Yeah, 2 is sensible. Okay.
So this is an entropy roll, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with us holding hands. Okay. Yeah, with us holding hands, it would be disadvantage 1.
Yes.
So the DC, you need to roll a 24. I need to roll a 20 or a 22, preferably.
Okay.
Okay, it is invisible.
Okay, so I need to roll a 24, you said?
Yeah.
Alright. Trying to figure out if
You do it with disadvantage 1, which kind of hurts.
I have 3d8 then to roll. Okay. Now
Use your sheet.
Yeah, just hit the sheet with disadvantage 1.
So close.
Oof, that was actually close, but you do actually manage to do it. The drone does actually become sort of insubstantial, but also there seem to be some problems. And Yank, you see a lot of the controls going absolutely nuts, and the sensors and all that, they don't do very well. And you don't know this yet, but you can basically your drone takes half of its HP value as damage, so its life is halved.
what are the odds that I would have rolled 23 in the same way?
Acceptable.
Those odds are quite low, actually.
Huh.
How did you get to 3d8? Oh, you took extraordinary focus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, he has the extraordinary focus now. So yeah, the drone, which Yankee Yank you can still control, even though it is incredibly hazy now, the picture isn't particularly crisp, because on account of this is heavily magically interfered with. The drone can now sort of bend reality, and is invisible and insubstantial.
I'm going to test this out by flying through a nearby wall.
Well, you can't just fly through a wall. That's not how this type of insubstantial works. You have to fly.
It's more
through.
like find a crack.
Yeah, like a crack is completely sufficient, but like a solid wall is difficult.
Yep, and it's also invisible.
Yeah, so that won't be much of a problem.
Okay, Constantine, look over my shoulder real quick. I'm going to pull up my comms link, and I'm going to try and link up the video.
Okay.
Okay.
Constantine, you saw that astral protection stuff?
Yeah.
Can you go ahead and help me guide it through?
Okay.
Make sure it doesn't, get done goofed on.
Alright, so what do I roll for that? No, if I have
you
astral
don't-
protection as a...
roll anything, but Yankee Yank, give me your alterations, your matrix skills, your cyber operation skills. So basically, give me that with advantage 1 because Constantine is helping you.
Okay.
Oh, do you have matrix operation skills?
I have drone control and decking, which I would believe would be that.
Well, you could have also added the drone control, but this is an excellent roll. So yeah, with the help of Constantine, who can see on the astral, you manage to find it's not open the window, but it doesn't close as well as maybe it should for security reasons. It's on the 2nd floor, and the insubstantial drone gets in perfectly because there's not particularly strong wards there, meaning that the seal, because the window doesn't close properly, a part of the seal of that ward seems to be broken. This is a lucky guess on Constantine's side, of course, but it does turn out to be correct.
Yay!
Hey, Lamau.
Yeah, you are now inside of an office it's decorated in a mixture of like Chinese, Cantonese style and like the traditional French. This seems to be the office of someone who's actually quite important, because you know, there's a lot of expensive shit here. There's like a golden foo dog statue in the corner. There's one of those cats that have, you know, with the arm.
The coin and the arm, yeah.
There's a lot of very expensive shit in there.
Well then. Guys, do we actually care about that, or do I just go straight to the servers?
Go to the servers.
Okay then. I go ahead and creep my way through a door. The upper side of it, hopefully.
Yeah, it's no problem. I mean, the doors in here are hardly hermetically sealed. However, the door to the basement is hermetically sealed. It's like one of them fire doors that you can't just easily get through. And right now, nobody is trying to get through it. And also, I am going to what's I need another of those. Come on, there you go. Are you rolling some shit here? But I love rolling in the physical world. Did I ever mention that?
Probably.
It is very fun.
So yeah, the door opens and like a dwarf tech guy who looks very, very Chinese sort of walks out, wipes the sweat off his brow, and the door immediately falls closed again. But give me an agility check with your drone.
Okay, I actually did spec him into that. So, wait, do I have heroic dominion?
Yeah, the drone flies in there, but unfortunately, it is split in half.
Oof.
Because the door snaps shut at exactly the second at which...
Let's just hope that it's still insubstantial by the time it's like there, and it just kind of like.
It is insubstantial, but now basically it's hermetically separated, one half of the drone from the other, and your screen basically just goes black.
Well, that thing's dead.
Send in another one quickly to see if anyone noticed the other one.
Nah, we just need to have Vlad keep up the invisibility, and it should be fine for the moment.
Yeah, but on the other side of the hermetically sealed door.
Yes, you raise a point.
It's
Fine.
I mean, there doesn't seem to be any commotion, but I mean, you would hardly see that from the outside now, would you? But I mean, seeing as you still have camera feed of the ground floor, you can still see that on this side of the hermetic door, at least, nothing has happened. It's just sort of dissipated. There was a discharge of static electricity, but nobody seems to have seen that.
Okay. That's interesting. So then, plans?
manual entry through the front door and pretending we know what we're doing.
One problem with that, we never look like we know what we're doing.
It worked last time.
Did it though?
Did it really though?
Yes.
We did.
It just ended in a rape orgy.
No, that wasn't last time. Last time.
Yeah, the
No,
last-
no. Last time we did something like that. That happened.
Yeah, but last time you could try to get into a nightclub. This time you're trying to get into a consulate. Into a locked-off area of a consulate, might I add.
What's worse?
We could just say we're the founders of WikiLeaks or something.
Let's try it.
You actually want to just go through the front door?
Do you have any other ideas?
Well, I can try to figure out what the
But we
hell those
observe
words
the
are.
people who work here also live here. I think we
And
watched the
then-
place long enough to know that.
The people who work there don't actually live there. They live in other places.
Good. Let's follow one of them.
You channeling my spirit patron?
We're kind of on a time limit before someone discovers the other half of the drone here. We can't really.
Well,
So
Constantine, give me a learning roll, but like with no, it's not really voodoo related. It's just general magic, hermetic, really. So no advantage.
No, that's just learning.
Yeah. Oh. Well, you are.
If only
very
we
much
had a
with
hermetic mage.
You're very much
of the
with
blood
Julius on
variety.
this one, because you believe that the drone will eventually materialize in many small parts.
If only there was a blood mage of
This is
some sort.
hilarious.
Perhaps of the hermetic variety, they might know.
No,
This is not my stuff.
no, there is no such thing in this party. There are no vampires in this party.
Gosh. If only someone could possibly roll.
Yeah, Vladimir, give me the same roll though.
Very well.
Yeah, you understand that the drone probably just sort of dissipated, and that if someone who knows how to look at the astral will notice that there was some anomalous discharge there, they will probably investigate that, but it is unlikely that they can trace it back to the specific thing that you guys did.
Yeah, yo, we need to go ahead and get in there quick before an adept just, looks down for half a second.
Yeah, but like they probably will increase the security level after that. They will be on edge.
Yeah.
we
we
can't
need to go-
stop them.
So you want to go through the front door, so let us at least try to somewhat make ourselves look.
I mean, I
the
can try to
front
roll a
door.
precog on what the hell these wards are.
Constantine, give me a high five, please.
Can everyone give me a perception roll?
Jeez.
But this time it's actually perception.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it.
It's always in the same spot. Julius, you noticed that the bloke who was the dwarf walking out of the security room just also walked out of the building.
Interesting.
Let's go talk to him.
Grab a nab.
Grab a nab.
He's
Okay,
walking
you are
to
so you are in the middle of Paris on a crowded street. How do you want to approach this?
I'm just gonna approach him, like about 10 feet behind him. I'm gonna go, "Excuse me, sir. Excuse me."
He ignores you because he doesn't think that you're talking to him because there's a lot of people on the street.
I'm gonna call out kind of his appearance. Excuse me, sir. The dwarf. What does his hair look like, or something like that?
You, the squinty-eyed dwarf.
He's got short dark hair. He turns around to you and he pulls out one of his earpiece and goes, "What?"
Ah, thank you, sir. If you could just please for a moment, and I shall attempt to charm him, and I shall use 3 legend points, and I shall say, "Look into my eyes."
But that's gay, though. And he says, "Yes, I can look into your eyes."
Is he not affected?
He looks into your eyes. He's clearly affected.
Ah, very well. Follow me. I have some questions
Guys.
to ask you.
We have
Okay.
Jackie Chan as our thrall.
He
We
follows
do.
you to. Where are you leading him?
Well, I'm gonna find a coffee shop or something like that, and I'm gonna ask him a couple of questions.
This is
Um,
becoming a date.
I'm gonna like
Maybe
I'm
buy
gonna
him
flank him by
croissants.
this. I'm gonna ask Vlad whether or not he'd like to me to just be there.
Are you gonna
Yeah,
buy him a
sure.
soy calf, though?
No, I'm not gonna buy him a
A
fucking
soy
coffee.
croissant.
What is your name?
My name is Mr. Lee.
Mr. Lee. You have access to the location downstairs, yes?
He thinks about that for a moment. You feel like he's a bit out of it. And there is with the tentacles you have in his mind, you do feel that there is a sort of resistance building
Does
up
he
against
want
it.
to perform a resist roll, DM?
What?
Does he want to do a resist roll?
He may have done a resist roll.
If
Um,
he does them with disadvantage.
Yeah, I know. He may have already done them.
Remember to tell him your resistance makes my rolls larger.
Now, keep in mind, he never said that he resisted. He just said that he's resisting.
Yeah, you feel a sort of a barrier in his head that he hits, and he says, "I had access to the thing. Yes, I had access to the basement."
Usually a charmer is aware if the charm actually breaks. So at the moment it still persists, yes?
Yes.
Do you have access to the server rooms?
Not anymore. He
Mhm.
has a
Who does?
he has a mischievous smile on his face.
He used it to download porn.
Gonna cast... No, I'm a charmer. I would know if he's still charmed or not.
He is still charmed. You are definitely certain that he is still charmed.
Just ask him what he means by that.
Yes, what do you mean by that?
Well, let us say that nobody is going to have access to the server room. He looks at his watch. 5 seconds.
How come?
Because the server room is about to blow up.
Well, that was easy.
What?
And as he
And
says
who
this,
exactly made- And who made sure that happens exactly?
well,
Is it you?
me, of course. And as he says this, on the other side of the street where the consulate is, there is a sort of very dulled explosion.
Who do you work for?
The Triad.
And why does the Triad want those server rooms destroyed?
I do not know.
Wait, hold on. There's a massive problem here.
Are
Isn't
you a
that-
Shadowrunner? Yes, that was our payday. Are you a Shadowrunner?
I am loyal to the Triad. I am not a Shadowrunner.
So the server rooms that contain the information about all the Triad leaders has just been destroyed by the Triad's order, yes?
And you feel that suddenly you are evicted from his mind, and sort of a code it slams shut around you, and the sort of haziness that he had in his eyes that you could perceive, but not only you could perceive, disappears because he has successfully
And after
resisted.
as the connection severs, I tell him, sit and continue talking, or I shall rip your soul asunder. Is that understood?
I
I
listen
don't
to him,
like the
but
fact that he's encroaching on my territory.
To my knowledge, only Vladimir is with him in the cafe, and all of you are not. So Do you want to go into the cafe?
This is essentially the intimidation roll through monstrous presence.
He takes a moment to become aware of his surroundings, and then he seems extremely terrified right now, and he says, "Okay."
Good. We shall have a conversation. You shall answer truthfully. If you're cooperative, you will go without harm. The information that I need is regarding the leaders of the Triad. Considering that the servers were destroyed, where would I acquire such information now?
I do not know. I don't even know why they had me destroy the servers. They told me that I had to destroy the servers, and I did.
Who is your superior?
My superior, I don't work directly for the Triad. I work for the Chinese deli dwarfs.
So we were simply hired by a fellow faction in order to do this job, yes?
Well, yeah, the Chinese deadly dwarfs are they have a chapter in Paris. They're a gang basically that's Triad affiliated.
Yeah, so the Triads hired this gang chapter in order to do this job for them.
Yes.
Very well. Do you know if the information that you destroyed is stored somewhere else, or do you have no knowledge of this?
I mean, I assume that was the information that I had to destroy, but I don't know if there is something else. If I had to destroy it here, it probably was the only one, no?
Now. We remember that there is, in fact, something in the embassy that we can get, though it is incredibly much harder to get in there.
I'm gonna go ahead and focus for a moment, and I'm gonna try to cast Truthfulness on him.
I can try rolling a
And
precog
the
or
question
something.
that I asked, everything you said is true, correct?
Yeah, I don't lie.
Very well. You may go.
He jumps up and he runs out of the cafe. And then
Operation is Fubar. Constantine, gonna need you on this. And also you, Jank. Jank, check the matrix. See if the servers were transforming the information somewhere else. Maybe they created a secondary cache location that you can track. Constantine, talk to Papa or whoever you serve now. Ask them if there is another way to collect the information which we just lost. If those
Okay.
two avenues are not opened, then we simply lost the job.
I'm going to start scanning around, seeing if there's any Triad operatives maybe that might have just seen us do this to
I'm
this
just gonna,
guy.
I'm just gonna be on lookout to see if anyone's coming towards us or the police and stuff.
Buffalo guy, you do see there are like two Chinese-looking people in this cafe, but they don't seem to have been very interested in the situation that has transpired with the dwarf guy. Though everyone did look when he ran out like a fucking madman, but they don't. You judge that they are not part of the Triad.
I should roll precog then.
What's the question you want to ask Lumange?
Essentially, where can we get information on the leaders of the Triad?
Oof. Okay.
I mean, that's what I want to ask, right, Vlad?
In essence, we need the information, is penultimately what we were paid for.
All right, so I guess I can throw 3 legend points on that.
Yeah, we need to find the info. If we don't, it doesn't matter how we find the info at the end of the day, we just need the info.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and sweep around, seeing whether or not there was something that offloaded a high amount of data recently in the local matrix. I guess I'll roll with
so both of you give me the rolls for that.
sad face emoji.
Yeah, the alteration roll would have been extremely high DC anyway. However, so you don't detect any major data transfers. But however, Lumange appears to you. He's suddenly sitting in a chair that wasn't there just a moment before, and he looks at you and says, "Well, of course, there is always a certain problem when talking about Matrix things, which is that I don't know anything about the Matrix. I don't understand the Matrix. I can't get into the Matrix in any way, shape, or form. However, I may have some friends that I can ask in the spirit world. I might be able to compile for you a list, but you will have to unfortunately live without me for a few hours.
That's acceptable.
So yeah,
I appreciate the help.
I'm going to roll a d6, and you will not be able to use your entropy attribute, or do any magic for that matter, just know things about magic, until, like right now it's like as though you had lost your focus, for the amount of hours that I will roll with my d6.
BRB, I'll be back. Yeah.
Okay. I have rolled an amount of hours with my d6.
And I don't know whether yet.
You don't know it yet, yeah. So Lumange disappears, and you feel like part of your magical energy has not really disappeared, but it's now locked behind a wall, and it's a very uncomfortable feeling. You don't really like it.
It's like being trapped in a box.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
Oh yeah, that's basically the situation you guys are in right now. What else was the plan?
Well, since the Matrix aspect is dead end, we could go ahead and observe what the hell is actually happening in the embassy.
In
Yeah,
the
what's
embassy or
going
the
on?
consulate?
Consulate, I apologize.
Well, there is now visible commotion through the windows of the consulate, but they are managing to keep the situation extremely well on the down low. They're very chill about this whole thing. They're very secretive, very clandestine. There is a car pulls up, and a bunch of people get in. They wear very official-looking uniforms. All of them are Asians. They walk in there, but aside from that, the Yank, you feel yourself ejected from the camera system.
Oh, I'm here. Back. Wait, what's happening?
Yank, you feel that you're being ejected from the camera system as the whole facility goes into like a virtual lockdown. But it's if you weren't observing this whole situation, you wouldn't know that something had just blown up in the consulate. Aside from maybe suspecting that something had done so because of the explosion that you heard very dully a couple minutes ago. But the people around you also don't seem to mind because there is no panic, no commotion, even immediately outside of the consulate.
Yeah. It could easily be passed off as just some kind of offloading mishap
Yes.
from like a nearby truck, but it's a pretty clear indicator to us. So then,
I believe that our current priority should probably go ahead and get Constantine to a safe warehouse.
well, you say that, but I did pass by some kind of, well, you saw on the drone feed, there was that one relatively nice office that we could just take a gander inside.
You think that
Okay.
office still exists?
Well, you feel like making another drone invisible?
Well, there's right now the building is in like super high security mode, so I wouldn't recommend doing that.
Oh wait, are like all of the fucking windows barred down, like locked down?
Yeah, there's basically mages doing magic right now, locking everything down extra good, and there are spirits being summoned.
This is hilarious. Yeah, no, that's Fubar. Let's get out of there.
Yep, time to go.
All right, so basically now you just have to guard me for a few hours.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 2 hours after his departure, Lumange shows up again and goes, well, I have someone who is very much... fuck, this is the wrong accent. He actually has a British accent. I actually have someone who is willing and ready to give you information about this. Very, very old, very, very, Cantonese spirit, of course. I hadn't really talked to him much in a long time. It was very fascinating how his life's been going. Thing is, he wants you to get rid of the person who demanded that this information was given to them.
To get
So
rid
we
of
have-
as in
That would
Wipe
be the
out.
deal.
Elaborate, please. So we can get the info, but in return we need to eliminate the Johnson.
Yes.
And how would that benefit us?
Well, that is there. Those are the conditions under which. I mean, he will give you the information up front.
Looking
basically,
nice,
if I
Mike.
don't follow my word,
Yes, there will be problems.
yeah, so I will have to kill her.
That is the deal.
Which basically means that if I have the information, I have to ask that one of the Lone Star kills her in return for it.
Yes.
We have to set this up. We have to contact somebody higher up in Lone Star that will kill
Or
her.
how about we just
in
say
exchange
that
for
this
this
is
information.
dumb and then not do this?
Yeah, but killing the Johnson is a bad thing.
It's not killing the Johnson. We're asking Lone Star, who is our actual client, to do it.
Well, no. The specific thing that this Cantonese spirit wants is that you kill the Johnson.
Yeah, but we have Lone Star do it in exchange for the information that they so desperately want.
No, but you.
Killing
No,
the
he's not
Johnson.
saying I have to kill her. He just wants her dead in some
Yeah,
fashion.
that is the point. She has to die. It's not really. I mean, she has to die through your actions, whether that is you killing her directly or you getting someone else to do it. That's really not much of
That
a
is-
difference.
Okay, Constantine, how about this? You give her the data, we receive the payment, and I close the loose ends. Okay?
I didn't quite catch that. What?
You get the data, give her the data, we get paid, and I close the loose ends. Okay?
Except she will have to die. And I don't know if you're going to be able to follow her out of Paris to do that.
She's a liaison here. She stays in Paris.
Oh, I thought she was from out of Paris.
Wasn't she from Texas?
Yeah, she was from Texas.
But she's
So-
stationed here. Okay.
She works like upstairs Lone Star. So
Personally, I think it'd be much more ironic to have Lone Star do it, but
Lone
Yeah.
Star is not the kind of organization that would kill one of their own.
So
Yeah,
okay,
they like to pride themselves on being the good guys.
they kind of do pride themselves on being the good guys, to be honest. So
Did you-
Lumange hands you a pretty long sort of scroll that is full of Chinese characters.
okay.
I mean, it is definitely a list. It's a list written in, with Chinese characters.
Can I ask Lumange what he thinks is arguably the best option here?
Well, you've already asked him to do this favor for you and to retrieve the information.
Yeah, but like if he's like right here, can I ask him like as a mentor kind of a thing? What do you think?
Yeah, he says, well, to be honest, I'm not too certain how the inner workings of Lone Star are. They might do it, they might not do it. Certainly.
But I mean, like asking, is this something he would do? Kill this person for this information?
Well, it is the deal.
That is the deal. So, Constantine asks about the deal. If I kill her, but if I bring her back, that still qualifies the deal being done, correct?
Well, I mean, if you're going to follow the deal to the letter, of course, yes, it would.
So do you think that that's a possible solution to the problem?
It might be.
Do you think your fellow would be angry or amused?
He's kind of hard to read. I have to be honest with you. He's not really the trickster kind, though. He's a very serious man. But you would not be in breach of the contract, in my opinion.
But he'd likely not want to do business with me again.
Yes, but when are you going to do business with him again? Let's be honest.
Coming next
Alright.
week.
Well, I have the ability to bring her back from the dead. I mean, that's in my power. And her body would be fresh enough that it shouldn't be too much of a problem.
Well, she would
And the
be
contract will
undead,
have-
though. She would be like a zombie type deal, so no.
Well, I don't know if Lone Star is particularly angry about that.
There is no proper way to resurrect people in Shadowrun, is the thing.
Yeah, this is not D&D.
No.
Yeah, there is no
Voodoo would
resurrection spell in the game. You're basically making a zombie with her corpse.
Hmm. I wonder if that's actually probably worse. So, do you guys really care more about the pay, or do you care about the moral implications of what we're doing?
I think it's going to be a nightmare in pain in the ass to kill the
Moral
Johnson.
implication. We get paid, everyone is happy. What's the problem?
We don't kill the Johnson.
The Johnson gets what they want. We complete the deal. What
A
comes
separate
after-
deal was made.
Yes, the Johnson does get the info they want. These two things are disconnected from each other. I do not see how you're connecting us killing the Johnson for this deal with us completing the request of the Johnson. You must understand, Constantine, these two things are completely separate. We are indeed moral agents in this situation. Smiles Vladimir. Well, don't smile, but he's smiling under the fucking mask. You can hear his giggles.
All right. This is something that's pretty messed up, even for Constantine's rules. I mean, he digs up people's corpses and shit, for crying out loud.
There should be an easier way than to kill the Johnson.
I got the information, but the Johnson has to die. I have to wonder if the Johnson would be okay with that.
Why not corner?
Well,
Usually people are
those-
okay with dying.
those who work for Lone Star speak so much about the greater good for society and how they're willing to put their life on the line for the job.
Essentially, we did her
The
job
job.
for her, but the circumstances have changed.
No, they have not. Besides, Constantine, you already have the info. You already accepted the deal. It is done. All you have to do right now is trying to
Yes.
convince yourself that you're not doing something that you don't particularly agree with. But
Well, I
you're
mean,
ready
it's just
to-
that killing somebody over something like this, like, I mean, I go on a job, it's
we killed
self-defense.
people for much, much less.
Yeah, but this is the
I see,
Johnson.
though.
Yes, we did. We literally killed people because they were a minor security nuisance.
That did
That's
actually
true.
happen.
Remember that one time that I burned down that one recaf stand because they gave me decaf? Vlad?
That was when you had the flamethrower cybernetic arm, right?
Yeah. Combat
However-
mods are funny. You see, I had it auto respond to me being angry. Poor
Okay,
guy.
so it's mostly this, though, is that Constantine's more... He's probably going to say that I have the information you want, but the price has changed. He's going to tell her what the price is,
You took
and then he's...
You took the info. You already agreed to the deal. According to the deal, because you took the info, she needs to die. The spirit.
No, I'm saying that. I'm saying that, though. I'm saying that to her is that I did your job. I got your information. If you don't want to pay the price for it, that's on you. You canceled your own contract.
No, you're still fucked because you're breaking the deal with the spirit.
The deal
No, because I didn't
was-
give her the information.
No,
No.
Constantine, you don't understand. Let me explain the situation, but this time better. You have the deal. The deal of the spirit was that he gives you the proper information on how to complete the mission, aka where to get the info that Johnson wants.
No, he gave him the info. He gave him a list of presumably names written in Chinese characters.
Oh, well then. Yeah, just give it to the Johnson. And then, like, a day later, we go fuck her up.
Wait a second. The deal says specifically that she has to die at some point, right?
Well, she has to die through Constantine's actions.
Alright, so wait 40 years and then he kills her.
No,
Exactly.
let's just go complete the mission, get paid, and then kill her. It's that simple. Why are you people having such a hard time with this?
I'm trying
I'd
to figure out
rather-
the best way to screw over the spirit without
I'd rather
causing
not
too much
piss off-
damage on my end. Because if I kill a Johnson, that's bad.
I'm gonna look at Constantine and I'm gonna say, you don't deal with dragons and you don't screw over spirits. This is common sense.
You're right.
Fucking mages.
I guess we go this way.
Yes, we're taking the darkest timeline. Everything.
No,
is as
no,
it
we're
should be.
not. No, we're not.
Not surprised.
Well, I mean, there's at this point, Constantine has fucked himself over to
The
like.
darkest timeline would actually entail us killing that one dwarf.
Well, I like the moral conflict that Constantine has right now. That's some pretty dramatic shit that's going on.
And then there's our characters who are just psychotic Shadowrunners. The good
That
old
is
healthy
true.
way.
You're just like
I mean, Constantine has fucked himself into a corner essentially because he has an obligation to you, the Johnson, and now this spirit.
What does the contract specifically say? Because he could probably forestall the killing for until she retires if it just says she needs to die at your hand.
Holy shit.
No, she needs to die through his actions.
His actions.
Basically, maybe I can work out a deal with her that I claim her life in 30 years. That actually sounds like something the Triad actually do. They like just making it.
Constantine, just live it to me, okay? Just don't worry about it.
You know he's just gonna kill her right at the spot, right?
Treat me as an agent of your actions. And I assure you, I look you into the eye, I shall say, everything will be okay. I am not lying to you right now.
And I'm gonna slap him in the face.
have a real solution to this, and you do not need to worry.
I'm gonna slap him in the face.
You
If you go with Vlad, he's literally gonna murder her the moment we get this job done.
And by face he means thigh.
Yes.
Okay. It's a shame I can't just wipe her memories and don't have that ability. I wonder if that would have been a good compromise. Well, Constantine's pretty much fucked. He doesn't really know what to do in this scenario.
Just claim her soul in 30 years or something.
I don't think she's going to agree to that.
There's no sense in it, in not even trying.
Well, here's the thing. If we do tell her about this deal, and we tell her that this is how it goes down, and this is how we got the information, because the time we showed up, oh, hey, we would have been dead too.
The problem is we're also going to be killing
I
a
think the way
Johnson.
Creek planned it is that we go into the thing and we stop the dwarf and we get the info at the last moment. But that was foobar.
No. I planned this even more differently.
Tell us more.
This thing has been derailed in a very interesting manner. I am very intrigued as to what's going to happen next.
All right.
Let's just give her the info and then remove her from the picture. The mission is technically complete, guys. Come on.
Yes, the mission is technically complete, but not to the Johnsons' favor.
Da 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 da. No one gives a shit.
Constantine would feel more comfortable telling her the terms.
You don't tell those terms. The
You
deals
don't
with
tell
the spirit.
someone that you're gonna have to kill them.
You want to get shot by her in the face.
She probably has a bunch
I'm not
of
saying I do it face to face. I have astral projection.
Constantine, I look at my watch. We are running out of time. Make a decision. If you do not wish to give the info, we simply call the client, say that the job essentially failed because the servers were destroyed, and it's done there.
Or we do
Even if we do that, that means that you still back off on the deal with the spirit, regardless. And you are the one that will need to face the consequences of that. And I think you understand the degree to which that is not something you want.
You can just claim her soul later. It never
Behold,
specified.
the power of gimme, which usually ends badly.
Do you want to murder her now or later?
That sentence basically encapsulates this campaign.
I like that sentence. It appeals to me.
So yeah, what's it gonna be, Constantine?
We kill her now or later?
You're fucked either way, my dude.
Are you even still there, Grice?
Yeah, I'm calculating.
We blue screened the shaman.
Essentially. Yeah,
I'm just imagining him sitting there in a cafe with an advanced thinking face on his face, going like,
here's Constantine. He's sitting there. Through his mask, you see a 1,000-yard stare. Oh. So Constantine has the information.
Constantine, if you want
He's
this,
not comfortable murdering people or having anyone die by his hand.
for you. Just
No, Vlad, shut up.
No.
We're gonna make him ask
hand
a
me-
simple question. Now or later?
Hand me over the scroll, and the worry is off your shoulder. Just leave it on the table and walk away.
Does Constantine have a way to contact the Johnson?
Yeah, you have the number of
Technically-
the Johnson.
Well, I'm in possession of that, if I'm not mistaken.
So,
Constantine just feels it's more in the interest of everyone that even if he gets fucked by the spirit, that he just can't. Genuinely.
Пацан, заложи его телефон, я не хочу, чтобы он делал что-то дурное.
What?
Huh.
What'd you say?
Give me a moment.
Tell that to the party, though, not me. I think Donovan's on the phone or something.
Oh,
No. He's talking.
No, he's apparently working behind my back to get me to do this.
Hey, Krieg, I'm gonna send you a series of words real quick.
Okay. So yeah, tell that to the party, Constantine.
Tell what to the party?
What you just told me.
That he was going to tell her straight up what the deal
No,
is.
you had talk to the party. Roleplay this.
I'm only comfortable telling the Johnson what the deal is.
All
She has
right.
every right to have her own
Then
choice
give
in this
us-
matter.
Very well. Give us the scroll. We will deliver it to her. If she's okay with that, the deal is done. If not, well, we don't get paid and she doesn't get the scroll.
Why don't we
You
just
should get
call
to-
her now?
You should get to a safe place, Constantine. Your mentor is not exactly, well, I don't know to what extent he supports you right now. You know how it is with these things.
There's nowhere safe.
Yeah, Constantine, when you try to call her, it doesn't work.
Of course, Constantine is aware that he is a Decker.
Constantine is not a Decker, no.
No, but no, he's aware that. Actually, can I roll like a logic or a perception or something to get like a hint?
Of what? Hint of what?
That it's weird that I can't get a call out.
I mean, it is obviously weird that you can't get a call out.
Yeah, but it would be obvious that Mr. Bloodthirsty Vampire here is working against me.
Well, Mr. Bloodthirsty Vampire is about as technically inept as you are.
That's what I mean, though, is that I've got two people arguing with me to just go ahead and kill her.
Yeah, I mean, it's you know,
It's fairly obvious. No,
it is
I'm
fairly obvious to Constantine as well, but you can't be sure, of course. But yeah, this was probably Yankee.
no. Constantine's going to face her to tell her then if he can't reach her on the phone.
Very well. Let's go and meet her face to face then.
Well, that's the role it's going to be.
Is there anything you want to do about this, Yankee?
And everybody. Wait, what? Wait, what is happening?
We're going
Wait,
to meet
what am I
her face
responding?
to face.
Well, he figured out, like, it's pretty obvious that you blocked his phone, and he figured that out pretty easily.
Listen here, friend. Just go ahead and, in the words of my favorite medium, known as the hinte, just let it happen.
Don't. You can change it. A man chooses and a slave obeys.
Jesus, dude.
No, every person has a right to choose their fate. I'm not going to deny her chance.
Think everyone just missed the most autistic thing ever said in the history of this
No,
campaign.
That is the worst fucking line I have ever delivered in an RPG. Holy shit!
No, I heard. I was laughing.
What?
Hente.
The mentor Hente just says, just let it happen. Of course.
You'd be surprised how much
favorite
this is
medium.
the catchphrase for Vlad.
No. My catchphrase is just "let's go." They do.
No, your catchphrase is it was only that one time. That's your fucking catchphrase. Yeah. So are you going to the safe house?
Well, yeah, but it's probably going to be swarmed with Lone Star.
Mm-hmm. Send a couple of your drones. Scan the environment.
Yep, going up.
Oh, give me a perception check of your drones.
Give me a moment to open up the drones. Oh, also, Krieg, quickly look at my at my two summons.
1 second. What is this fucking picture, man?
That is in fact the what I summon in the Matrix.
But this is not
Great.
that one. Yeah, what about them?
I just want you to witness them. Secondly, this drone. Roll 19.
Yeah, the area actually seems pretty normal. I mean, it's a pretty run-down type place, but it's not in any way... You don't see any Lone Star people. This is an intelligence
safe.
operation.
It's safe.
Just a sec.
Yes, what's going on? John Woo? Our Buffalo guy is not there right now. He had to leave. He's muted for a second.
I need to go pick up some goddamn water. I'm gonna die.
You're going to die. Constantine's probably going to die.
We're all gonna
Everyone's gonna die. Haha.
Like, yeah, this session is not at all going the way I planned it, but Jesus Christ, it's very interesting.
How did you plan it for it to go?
Well, I'm not
Dude,
telling you, but like, it's very
We
different.
usually do this. I mean, who expected mass rape and futas?
Well, you
Yeah.
know, but that wasn't a particular derailment. I mean, that was like the other things that they're usually not quite derailed. But this is actually, I'm very intrigued as to what's going to happen with this session. This turned out a lot better than I had feared. It's becoming a much more interesting session than I thought it would be.
So we were supposed to really just barge through then.
I'm not going to tell you, but
That's such a fucking damn cop-out, admit it. Like, we're pretty much at the end here. You could probably just tell us how you've planned it to go.
well, no, you're not at the end yet.
No. We need to finish this. We need to actually finish this.
I'm back.
Excellent. Is Buffalo Guy back as well?
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
back.
so.
Excellent. Well then, are you going to the building?
Yeah.
Who's going in?
I
I
shall
am.
go.
You probably need me as well, so I'll go.
So you all go in. Okay. You all go in. You ring at the Foulon residence. The door does open automatically immediately. Like the buzzer goes. And then you go to the second floor. You enter the apartment, and the Mr. Johnson, who is actually Mrs. Johnson, is what the fuck? Is right there, sitting on a couch. It's too big, isn't it? You got the data?
Yeah. Got it pinned down for you, actually. Yeah. It was kind of on like a desk. All fine.
She extends her hand.
Before I hand you this information, he's lying. I made a very bad deal for this information.
Hey, Vlad, do the thing.
Don't do the thing.
Don't do it.
If I give you this,
She steps
you have
back
to
and-
die for this information.
You won't have to die now, but you will have to die for it.
Oh no,
I tell her you die, or I face the burden.
Don't worry.
I'm giving you
Don't
this
worry.
choice.
She pulls her gun.
You fucking nigger.
And that is the point at which I begin clapping and I say, and that, my friend, is why you're a fucking idiot.
But we did take them. We're on high ground.
Constantine says this
then
information
I
is
Now
everything
she
you want.
dies.
And then I proceed to erase her memories of the last 5 minutes before
And
the
then we
autism
walk back
happened.
up the door.
Yes.
And then we
close it. We walk out and we close the fucking door and I explain to him, and now we're gonna do it my way.
They went this way because you lot started it. If I had just been able to tell her this calmly, if I could have
You did
explained it to
just-
her.
No, you did just tell it calmly. I didn't say anything.
Well, actually, you two guys were acting pretty aggressively.
No, not really.
Yes, you were. You
All
took
I
a
said-
stance.
Oh,
Zero
no.
said we found it on a desk.
No, we literally stood aside and let you say your thing.
Wait, then Zero said we
And
found
the
it on a
whole-
desk, and I had to tell him he was wrong. I was under the impression that you assholes were going to start something.
No.
No.
It's just not
The
constant.
demeanor.
It's not going to work.
The demeanor
Just
of
do this
Gank.
Just do
Not.
this our way. It's so much better that way.
So she
No, it's not.
she is dropped to the ground. She's knocked out. Her memory's been
Okay.
erased, and you guys are no longer in the apartment. Yes?
Yeah.
No,
Correct.
why don't we just tie her up into the chair, wake her up, and tell her
No.
what this information
Going-
means?
Because I
DM,
want to get
I have a
paid,
mic of two.
Constantine.
I'm going to put her back on the couch, real quick.
Uh huh.
Listen,
Walk
Const-
back the hallway.
I don't care about getting paid. The Johnson needs to know this information.
Constantine, I care about getting paid.
I also care about. Why not just give her the
You-
information?
Why are you not a Shadowrunner if it's not about getting paid?
Why aren't you a Lone Star employee?
John
if
Woo,
it's-
give
it's
me a
not about
perception
getting
roll.
paid?
I shall. Hold on. Perception there.
You hear a sound coming from the apartment.
Oh boy. Something's up.
She just noticed that there was a 5-minute time skip where she lost memory.
Probably.
Let's see
Constantine,
what's up.
do you-
So you open the door, and the Johnson is no longer on the couch.
Nah, she probably ran.
Why did we
towards,
leave the room? That was the dumbest thing you could have said. That's even
Look.
dumber than me trying to tell her the truth.
Do I
No.
see any like
No,
Tip
nothing is dumber than you trying to tell her the truth when the truth is we're going to kill you for this.
No, not now.
I mean, he did specify that. Like, to be honest, I'll be honest. It wasn't Constantine's demeanor that tipped her off. John, will give me another perception roll then. Oh, excellent. There is a she does seem to have gone down the garbage shaft, and you hear a car, the engine of a car starting in the backyard.
oh boy, we got a runner.
Because you
No,
guys.
no. No. We don't got a runner. She is not an objective in that manner. I'm simply gonna look at Constantine and say, Constantine, you could have given it to her. She would have paid us, and we would have taken care of her, And the
I
demon
don't
will be
need
down.
money. I'm in this to become stronger,
There are universities for that, my friend.
not in my line of work.
Actually, there are. There's quite
No,
a
there
few.
actually isn't.
I can
Go like straight down to Adslant. It's fine.
I mean, he kind of did find a university. It's his mentor spirit.
Yeah.
And he did
Look.
that through. He got that through Shadowrunning, so the logic is sound.
Not
Well, we now have our heads on the top of the
No, we don't.
blacklist.
She doesn't know. She doesn't know we did it. She knows that something sketchy happened. And even if she suspects us, so what? We're Shadowrunners, renegade agents. Nobody really cares about us. We're sinners, and that's for a reason. Odds are that the job is FUBAR. I will explain to you the situation. We only got partial payment. We're not gonna get the rest of the 8,000 that we deserve. And you, my friend, broke a deal with a spirit. Now, if you're lucky, you won't see consequences about this for the next 20 odd years. But spirits have a long memory, and this will come back to bite you eventually. I hope that whatever it is that you serve at this point likes you quite a lot to protect you from it.
Death is death. I have nothing to fear from it. That's the problem you don't understand.
No, 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 there are far worse things than death in this world.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna roll.
Remember the realm of joy?
That's not the spirit I made a deal with.
You don't know what spirit you made a deal with.
Well, it was an Asian spirit, so it was probably wasn't that one.
Yes, but penultimately he does not even know who he made a deal with. Like for all we fucking know, it could be. Don't want to name names, but it could be some bad shit.
What are you gonna roll?
Nothing. I can't. I don't think there's anything that can help me get in contact with her about this.
I mean,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
you,
call her. I'm gonna call her, and I'm gonna
No.
see if she answers. I know.
She's probably
I'm the
deleted
one
the number
calling
by
her.
now.
I'm the one that's calling her. I want to see if it still answers.
yeah, she answers the phone. She goes, "Who's this?"
How are you doing? You know who it is. I bet you recognize the voice even under the mask, correct?
Wherever you are, get out.
What happened?
There's been some interference.
What kind of interference? Triad?
I don't know. Mission's off. See you around. She drops the connection.
Very well. I close the line. She doesn't suspect us. Let's get out of here for now. Keep the info. We might be able to sell it later.
All right. Well, I start heading out.
Well, if unless any of you guys want to do anything, that would anticlimactically conclude this run.
You know, we kind of made a deal.
Not really, because this is still pay data.
It is pay data.
Yeah.
Also, it's a bit of a cliffhanger, isn't it? Because now, Constantine, there's a very interesting direction I can take your story in.
That's fine, but I'm gonna probably drop off.
Now, technically speaking, Constantine, we can probably still make contact with her again and get the payment and kind of complete this some other time.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be doing that with you, though.
Or we can just sell it on the black market like normal people.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. No.
Look. Because you have it, she's gonna die by your hands.
She has to die by my hands. It doesn't mean that I will kill her, though. Well, not by my hands, but like I have to like push a domino and something crushes her eventually.
Yeah, same thing.
You're overcomplicating it so much.
Man,
No, that's what Constantine is, though. I'm playing my
that's
character.
really in character.
I'm just gonna pat you on the back and say I actually had a way to keep her alive.
It's much like when you cut off people's heads and feed them to crabs. Constantine has honor, you know.
Yeah, and when you do that, Constantine thinks that maybe, just maybe, you're not supposed to be helping in this scenario.
No. There is a difference between someone fucking us over and shooting at our payday and this.
Yeah, but you were going to turn her into a vampire. I'm pretty sure that still doesn't quite qualify as dead.
It will qualify as dead. Question is
Not
what
to
she
him,
would
though.
think about that.
Not to the Asian guy, though.
Since when do I care what charmed people think?
The Asian guy wants her dead. As far as I know, like the undead dead that vampires are in Shadowrun, they're more of a virus than actually dead.
That is
They are, but astrally speaking, it still counts autistically.
Well, that would probably depend on what the spirit thinks of death, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, he never gave me the full details, which is why I thought I had wiggle room, but apparently not.
Regardless, the mission is pretty foobar, but at least we got 4,000 out of it for minimal cost. And then I look at Conley and say, well, except you, that is.
Constantine shrugs. He's pretty much dealt with enough spirits to know that this is pretty much normal for him.
There's only one thing I need, a copy of the information.
Why should he give you that?
Because we need insurance. Penultimately, we did this job together. As such, I don't want him to sell this information on his own. I won't post it as long as he does not post it.
I'm gone.
If he does...
What the fuck? This is the best ability name I've ever seen.
So you become insubstantial in front of me.
I'm gone. You can't touch me.
Yes, at which point my reaction is simply dominate, materialize.
Is that better than your resolve?
Why do you get advantage for this?
I used to 2 legend points. Fuck it. Should have been advantage 1 if I do it as a focus.
Well, it can't really. This is like a split second thing. Can't really do as focus action, isn't it?
No, it's a major. These are major actions. We're kind of in initiative right now.
What's your resolve
Qualify.
though?
Mine is 14.
Oh yeah. He has gotten into your head.
I simply
Yeah, but can
I commanded you to materialize, and now initiative starts.
No, I decide when initiative starts.
Well, when players are doing actions against each other...
I'm not doing action against you, though. I did insubstantial, which is an out of combat action.
No.
To walk out.
No, I'll
I
explain
didn't
as
do
to why.
anything.
No. You don't understand. Whenever players are competing for actions against each other in a swift manner...
This isn't against him, though. This is out.
Yeah, but he's competing against you. But I'm still the one who decides when initiative happens.
DM,
Has that
I'm
happened?
attacking him.
Yeah, I know,
DM.
and I say that Constantine, your mind has been hacked. You must now rematerialize. You must cancel the
Okay.
boon.
The boon is cancelled.
Okay, you are now once again material.
Yes.
But you are no longer under Vladimir's domination because that was the
Yes.
command he had given you.
And now, because we need to know who goes first, who does the next thing, we need to roll initiative of all actors that interact in this.
Now, I'm actually going to make this an opposed action. What are you doing, Vladimir, with that agility roll?
Trying to roll for initiative.
You know, I'm going to make this a contested action.
How else are you gonna decide what happens next?
Because I want to know what you want to do now. What is the next action you wish to perform now that he is rematerialized?
I want to incapacitate him and try to essentially take the scroll and explain that no, you're not gonna fuck us over.
Okay, how do you want to go about that? What attribute would you roll for that?
Influence.
Entropy in order to incapacitate.
So you want to actually apply the Bane.
Yes. This is essentially combat Krieg.
No, I thought you had a different thing in mind. In that case, you can roll initiative. I'm going to take that roll. Constantine, roll as well.
I guess I'm in here because I don't feel like this being a thing.
Mm-hmm. All relative actors roll.
This is going to be hilarious.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I'm gonna add turns for all of you.
This is gonna be the most autistic of sessions.
Thank you for putting that in yourself.
I'm used to it.
Ah, Jesus, roll 20. Just let me do the thing. No, just let me do the thing. Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna go ahead and post something in the server in the general OOC. Everyone will just look at it. This is at Constantine.
It doesn't have to be like this. No, it doesn't. But you're trying to run away with the payday on your own and fuck us over.
I'm not trying to
be fair,
fuck
that
you
is
over.
his soul that he's running away with too, so it's kind of understandable.
No, it's not, because he already has the info. He already agreed to the deal.
What's the descending and the highest? Okay, well, actually, Dolmek, you go first.
Go ahead.
Okay.
We're standing
That's
right
fair.
in front of each other. What do you do?
In truth, I'm not trying to screw anyone over. This is my soul on the line. I say I get final say on what goes on. Julius,
Sounds fair.
woo,
Sounds
you
fair.
have to agree with me on this, right?
Yeah, it's his soul. He should be able to do with it.
We worked on the job together, and he's taking the thing.
I'm not going to screw you over. I have 30,000
Constantine,
Nuyen. Do you want
understand-
that?
You understand why I do not trust you, understand?
If I give you 15,000 Nuyen now, to you and Zero, will you leave me
Yank.
alone on this? Yank, sorry. I thought Zero was your name of character. My bad.
15,000 will definitely cover, yes.
All right, 15,000 to both of you.
Now, hold on. How are you gonna pay rent?
Still have 12,000 left.
Okay.
I will hold the 15,000, I will hold it as collateral, essentially.
All right. No. Give him what the pay would have normally been. Don't give him 15,000. 15 is just overkill.
I was gonna say. I also wasn't gonna say. It's
What was the
kinda-
job offer again? I wasn't here for that.
It would have been 12,000 total.
It would have been 12,000.
Total, but
and
8,000
he'll-
only remain.
8,000 only remain. That would have been total to everybody.
No,
No,
that's
that's
each.
12,000 each.
Yeah, but 4,000 each of you has already gotten of that, so 8,000 remain.
All right, then. So 7,000 to both you and Yank, then? Or 8,000 to you and Yank? Because I'll pay you for the job if you just leave me out of this.
If you're willing to pay for the job, fine. And if you pay me 8,000, then as far as I care, the information is fully yours and you're free to sell it on your own.
Same here.
I'm fine with that.
Give him back
That's
that
it.
Q-tip, and I think everyone's happy.
People
All right, I'll give you back the
forget-
Q-tip too.
People forget that insubstantial is not an all-powerful ability.
No, I know
You
it's
are-
not, but like I thought I could duck out of there before you even realized. Apparently not. Like I thought it was going through the floor. That's my bad.
Nah.
So, you are giving the what are the
It's got 1,
Yankee
2,
and Vladimir.
4.
You're giving 8,000. You're also giving 8,000 to Wu, and you're giving the.
I'll
I'm
No?
giving the Q-tip to Julius. I'm giving 8,000 to Julius, Wu, Yank,
pass
and
on
Vlad.
payment for this, so it's not hurting you financially.
It actually isn't. I have so much money right now.
All
I
right.
make so much more.
Why
Hold
don't
on.
you just like spend this on some kind of bullshit place for your crib, like some kind of magic focusing thing? I'm not sure how that works, but
I don't
something
either.
for-
That's why I have so much fucking money.
This is
should
called
just
not
generally-
knowing with a
what you can-
businessman.
It is the embodiment of not knowing what you can buy.
Pretty much.
You should just
So
kind of
that's-
ask your
We
mentors.
could have just killed her and it wouldn't have been a problem.
Doesn't
Why
have
do
to
you
be
care
like
so
this.
much?
No, it's fine. This is Constantine's path. He's doing
Constantine is
whatever.
happy. Don't question it.
So you each get 8,000, including John Woo.
Buffalo guy, that is a very powerful image.
Isn't it?
It's a very
So Wu gets 8,000, Julius gets 8,000, everybody gets 8,000.
And
It
the
didn't have to be like this, Constantine.
No, kind of
Have given us a
did.
copy, and we would have just kept it in a fucking vault to make sure you don't.
Yeah,
fuck us
but
up.
like, and to be honest though, right?
This is
Better
his character.
8,000 nuyen than part of his soul.
You're looking at it in a very weird way that I fail to understand.
If I were him,
though.
I would rather give the sociopathic vampire 8,000 nuyen than essentially a part of my soul.
How is it a part of his soul? It's just information.
It's
already
part of the
paid for
deal,
it.
man.
Already paid for it.
He already paid for it. By having the information, the payment was already made.
Well, you never
That
know
is
these
the
things.
premise. That is the premise you put up, Krieg.
Well,
It's-
listen, right? Constantine is the local spirit expert, so he knows that these things are not as complicated, not as easy as they always seem.
I will simply quote you earlier in the session. If you take the info, the deal is that you need to kill the individual that requested the info. He accepted the info. Does he agree to that deal?
Yeah,
He just
exactly.
fucked himself.
Are you retconning?
No, I'm not retconning. I'm just saying that that is the same thing I would do. This is
Honestly,
in spirit matters. You always need to keep your hand full, and
He
not.
should have just rejected the offer from the get-go.
Yeah, he could have, but he
honestly
didn't.
speaking.
I was thinking for you guys. I was in a crossroads going
You-
3 different ways.
No, you sold. You not sold. You didn't sell your soul, but you accepted a deal from a spirit, and you knew the consequences. And after you locked yourself into what you're gonna do, then you pussied out. You literally put yourself in the worst possible position.
That's Constantine.
There are worse positions. He could have made a deal with a dragon.
That's Constantine, though. That's who he is.
He is the kind of person that would be like, "Oh, our client is like this dude with really long hair, and he says that he works with Cedar Group. That seems legit, my dude."
No, he's just a nice guy, man. He thinks about his team. I don't know, he just
He
isn't
just
a
really likes
sociopath.
luxury sports cars.
Constantine is the embodiment of someone who's gonna die due to his own kindness.
Probably. I mean, he's probably going to be a martyr. I mean, that's probably where the
Why
personal
would you-
story's going.
You're the embodiment of why would you ever want to be a martyr? It's the worst.
It's a role-playing game, man.
No. This is all in character. Do you not understand?
Are you talking to the GM in character? What is this witchcraft?
I am
He's
very
muttering to
advanced.
God.
There is
Roll perception. If you roll a 40 or higher, you broke the fourth wall.
God damn you, Krieg!
there is no Donovan, only Vladimir.
We have become
how to
one unified.
I don't know why you. I seriously don't know why Vladimir and Yank are so upset. They got $8,000 doing Jack Squad.
Yeah.
But Vlad could have gotten a permanent servant. That's why he's sad.
Probably, but that's still not
Perhaps,
according to the deal.
Perhaps I wanted
Per-
a servant
perhaps-
that works in the police. Perhaps.
That
Also,
still wouldn't
perhaps that
fit
we're just
according
kind
to
of-
the deal.
Perhaps I wanted someone that would infiltrate Lone Star.
Again, that would not fit to my side of the deal.
She counts as astrally dead, you know.
Yeah, but again, that's really on the side of the spirit. I shouldn't involve myself in this discussion, but come on.
Trust me, that
Yeah.
the spirit wants her dead, as in across the veil dead, not in this
Use
mortal
what
plane.
you need, get what you need, and then get rid of the goods. That's simple.
Right. Well, Constantine paid you. You agreed. He's out.
Well,
Okay, do you leave?
I leave.
Do you let him leave?
Yeah, he can go.
yeah.
Very well.
He takes the pay data to himself, but he covered us for it, so
Yeah, it's fine.
Also, make sure Julius, make sure you add 8,000 to your income. I gave paid
Yeah,
you
I
guys
did.
too. And I gave you the Q-tip back, I think.
Yep, thank you.
So, Vlad, is alcohol still poison to you?
that's never going to change.
Worth a shot anyway.
Alcohol's
Okay,
poison to
you see what I meant when I said that some of the people I work with are special.
Yeah.
Hey,
I know
alcohol
what
is
you're
great.
saying.
It sedates the pain and is a disinfectant.
And at this point, the sort of sounds they go lower, and the music plays, and that's where we end the session, and the credits roll, and it says.
Have my very like load out word, like last word be